Now at 9, students in McDonald County, Missouri host a free community dinner and a community reeling from the Tyson plant closing. Plus, how the Salvation Army of Jasper and Newton counties is preparing for its community meal tomorrow. And the Carl Junction Chamber of Commerce says farewell to its executive director.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. McDonald County students are doing their best to make sure everyone in their community gets a Thanksgiving meal, including families who are out of work after the Knoll Tyson plant closed its doors. KOAM's Anthony Saviello has more.
Just over a month after the Tyson plant closed in Knoll, Missouri, those who are out of work now may be worrying about how to provide a Thanksgiving meal. However, students at McDonald County High are making sure that everyone enjoys Thanksgiving.
Not everyone has privilege like we do, like we're able to do this for everyone. And we just wanted to give families a chance to have the Thanksgiving meal that they deserve and that they should have.
With full support from their teachers.
You know, it is the most awesome thing as a teacher. You always hope and dream of a situation like this where kids can come together and think of something beyond themselves.
The impact of 1,500 jobs being stripped away from this community has been devastating for some.
And he's the only one in his family that is making money right now because his parents worked for Tyson, and so he's the only one with an income, and he has to provide for his family. And it's sad seeing that because it shouldn't be like that.
But these students are making sure that those in need are provided and cared for.
We want everyone to be fed and happy and leave full.
Reporting in McDonald County, Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
The students were able to serve many people within the community, but all the food that was not used today will be donated to a local food bank. Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty joins us with a first look at weather.
Well, it turned out to be a cold or chilly Wednesday, but we're actually going to warm up a bit as we go into Thanksgiving. Numbers today, 50. Look at that, 25 during the morning hours, 56 is our average high, 35 is our average low, record 77 set back on this date. Now, if you are traveling at all anymore this evening, be careful out there. The deer are really moving, but mid-30s, but at least the roadways are dry. Of course, we had rain Sunday, Monday into Tuesday. It's 35 in Carthage, Anderson 37, Bella Vista at 38 degrees. We have Miami at 34, a little warmer, Chanute sitting at about 40. Clear skies. This is what we're going to see as we go through the rest of the overnight hours tonight. We're going to start the day with sunny skies during the morning hours. Just chilly at 34 degrees, but we warm up a little bit more for us tomorrow. Also some rain and snow chances just in time for the weekend. We're going to look at that here in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Doug. A judge today sentenced a Goodman, Missouri man to life in prison for child sex crimes. Authorities say David Hood sexually assaulted 3 underage family members. A jury found him guilty of statutory rape, first-degree sodomy, and 3 counts of incest. He received 3 life sentences for the crimes. The head of the Carl Junction Chamber of Commerce is stepping down. The chamber today said farewell to its executive director, Kavanaugh Studevin, with a small public event. Studevin says she'll take many fond memories with her into the next chapter of her life.
It's the people that really make it a community, and they support and they love, and I know they have supported and loved me since day one, and so it's bittersweet, but getting to meet so many amazing people in our community in the business world, but then just also residents and the heart that they have, and being able, it's been an honor to serve the Carl Junction area community.
Kavanaugh continues to serve her community with the Economic Security Corporation in Joplin as a community organizer. Well, Thanksgiving marks a big day for the Salvation Army of Jasper and Newton counties. KOAM photojournalist Ty Parks got a behind-the-scenes look at the organization's meal preparations for potentially 600 people.
So Salvation Army does a lot of the donations and a lot of the food that comes in, and we just prep what we do. So I came in yesterday, I looked at all the things that we had to do, all what we had to make, and then factored in how many people I would need today to be able to prep it all, see what needs to be done, and how many people we would need to peel about 150 pounds of sweet potatoes. It is a lot of looking at numbers, looking at how much we would need per person, so how many stuffing boxes, how many green bean cans, how many mushroom soup cans, just kind of getting it prepped. They have a local college group that comes in and actually debones all of the turkeys and gets it ready for us, so we have that blessing. So I work in our church kitchen, and a lot of the team that's here today and tomorrow that helps prep in the kitchen, they've already worked with me working in our church kitchen. We feed about 300 people every Wednesday, so we're just timesing that by 2. And I've got different teams kind of peeling, different teams chopping, different teams. Today we're gonna have the pans all ready, have everything prepped and ready to go, and then we just have to mix it, get it all together and out the door. Pray for everybody this Thanksgiving. Pray for all of the homeless, all the people that don't have families, and just be with them in your thoughts and prayers.
Well, that free Thanksgiving meal will be served from noon to 1 tomorrow at 320 East 8th Street in Joplin. Well, some good news for kids of all ages as Santa made his way down from the North Pole to make an appearance right here in the 4 states. The Jolly Fat Man set up shop in the center court of the North Park Mall in Joplin to greet the kids and take down all of their holiday requests. He's not leaving 4-legged members of the family out either. Pet photos with Santa are available all day on Mondays during Santa's visit as well. Kansas Governor Lord Kelly today announced a new license plate design for the Sunflower State. The state plans to phase out the old embossed standard plates because of safety concerns. Because the design is such a departure, we want to know what you think. Head over to KOAMnewsnow.com/news and let us know if you like the new design. The design pays tribute to the state motto, Ad Astra per Aspera, with "To the Stars" emblazoned across the bottom of the plate. Well, coming up, we'll have some tips on making sure your kids eat healthy this Thanksgiving, even if they're picky. Food insecurity leads to a greater risk of dementia and faster memory decline. A study in JAMA Network Open looked at 7,000 older Americans. Those who experience low or very low food security have higher odds of dementia and also have worse memory scores. Both factors led to faster age-related declines. Eating ultra-processed foods may increase the risk of developing head, mouth, and throat cancers. That's according to a study published in the European Journal of Nutrition. Examples include sodas, fast food, and packaged snacks. Researchers found eating these types of food just 10% more than the average person often leads to an increase in cancer risk. Well, getting your children to eat healthy can be a chore, but throw in Thanksgiving with new foods and distractions at the table, and you may be in for a real challenge. Mandy Gaither has tips to surviving the holidays with picky eaters.
It's that time of year again, and the Thanksgiving meal that's yummy to you may mean new, different-looking foods on your picky eater's plate.
It is a new routine, there's new people, there's new environments, so what we expect on a normal day and normal eating is typically not going to happen.
Licensed dietitian Catherine Sherry with Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Strong for Life says the first tip to surviving the holidays is by being okay with things being different. Next, have some familiar food. If you're not hosting, bring it with you.
It's always going to help if your child has some sort of normalcy happening during a hectic day.
If you're heading to another home for Thanksgiving, Sherry recommends letting your child eat beforehand.
Let them eat in their own comfortable spot, and then when you go somewhere, it's okay if they don't eat.
Finally, Sherry says there's a time and place to introduce new foods, but Thanksgiving may not be it. She says holidays can be overstimulating for children, so don't force them to eat something new.
It is always up to your child, whether it's a holiday or not, for them to decide if they're going to eat, what they're going to eat, and how much they're going to eat.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Well, the dietitian says trying new foods can be scary for some children. That's why it's important to allow them to eat something for the first time in a place that is familiar. Well, Doug is next with a complete look at your forecast. And later, Pitt State holds its weekly press conference ahead of its matchup against Grand Valley State in the second round of playoffs.
Well, it was definitely chilly today, but at least we got the sunshine across the region, which is nice to see. And we're going to see quite a bit of sunshine once again as we go into your Thursday. Here's a nice shot downtown Joplin. We're looking at our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex tower cam right off 7th Street, looking off toward the north and to the east. But very nice evening. Of course, it is Thanksgiving Eve outside. It's cold. It's 32 in Stockton, 35 in Carthage. Neosho is sitting at 39 degrees. Miami 34, Iola 37. Nowata is sitting at 37. I think most of us will bottom out right around freezing later on tonight. 36, but it feels like 30 with that south wind at about 5 to 10, which we are going to see as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight. Clear skies sliding back to 34, back to 49, so warming up more by 10 a.m. And you can see we have the clear skies. We're going to have the clear skies as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight. In fact, not a whole bunch going on across the lower 48, which is great for travel over the next couple days. Now, we have a weak little front with the clouds, which is going to slide in late tomorrow. It's not going to do much for us. It is going to cool us down, but meaning rain or snow. Here's our next system that will roll in as we head into the weekend, and that guy will start to change our weather up just a bit as we go into the weekend. All right, let me walk you through the future. We're going to stop 6:30 in the morning. 32 Neosho, 30 in Parsons, Nevada 31. Sunshine during the morning, by the noon hour, mid-50s. Once we get into the afternoon, most of us near 60, about 10 degrees warmer than what we saw today, which is great. We are going to get some clouds increasing as we get into the afternoon hours. Mostly cloudy skies tomorrow night, so here's the evening, dropping back lower 40s. And once we get into Friday morning, a lot of clouds, temperatures near freezing once again. Let's go into Friday afternoon. We do clear out by the afternoon, but quite a bit cooler. High temps only into the mid to upper 40s, so about 12 to 15 degrees cooler on Friday compared to what we are going to see tomorrow. And then temperatures back down near 30 once again as we go into Saturday morning. All right, here's your day planner on your Thanksgiving. 36 in the morning, 56 by noon, high temp, right around 60. Those clouds increase throughout the afternoon. And then on Friday, that stiff northeasterly wind, so cooler mid to upper 40s. But watch this as we get into the weekend. We're going to move to about 4 p.m. Saturday. Showers starting to pick up, and the pink and the blue is snow, where you get into that colder air mass accumulating snow out through central Kansas. And all this starts to roll in as we go into Saturday night. So this is a system we're going to have to watch very closely as we go toward the weekend. We're going to have more on that in our second half hour. 60 for us tomorrow, 47 on Friday, 49 Saturday. High temp Sunday, cool of only 44 degrees. So it does, tomorrow overall is pretty good. I mean, 60 on Thanksgiving is pretty good, but it does cool down as we head toward the weekend.
Yeah, that should be nice tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Looking forward to that. Thanks, Doug. For many families, Christmas isn't Christmas without a real Christmas tree. Alyssa Miller takes a trip to the Owasso Christmas Tree and Berry Farm in Oklahoma to get a closer look at the roots of this tradition.
You think we can find one that big out there?
This bumpy hayride is how the Allen family kicks off the holiday season. It's their third visit to the Owasso Christmas Tree Farm.
It's always something that we wanted. So 3 years ago, we came out here and we've been coming out here ever since.
Having a real tree in the living room is a tradition her husband Josh grew up with.
We'd spend a few hours decorating with our homemade, ornaments. And then we'd go over to my grandma's and we'd do the same thing.
Memories he now gets to make with their kids, starting with finding the perfect tree.
Do you see any big ones?
And here there are plenty to choose from.
We grow Virginia pine, Leland cypress, and Carolina sapphire. Virginia pine is our #1 tree. We try to have about 2,000 of those for sale.
Bill Jacobs and his family started planting Christmas trees in 1986.
We have customers that bring their kids, the grandkids, and it's just a long tradition of the family experience.
They give you your little saw to saw it down. You get to walk out there as a family and really just kind of take over.
Families say what they love about the Owasso Christmas Tree Farm is that the team here is there for you every step of the way, including loading it on the car.
We bale the tree, we drill it for a stand, and then we load it and tie it on the car. So it's a real hassle-free, complete service that we do.
So all you have to do is enjoy this time making memories as a family.
Best part of Christmas there. Coming up, how the Walmart in Pittsburgh is preparing for one of its biggest shopping days of the year. No surprise, but Walmart has already prepared for the potential rush of shoppers by doubling down on Black Friday. The retailer plans to offer 2 Black Friday events and to wrap up the month with some Cyber Monday savings. Although many people will associate the event with some big savings, one employee in Pittsburgh wants people to know safety is the store's first concern.
Safety's #1. We have to focus on that safety, and especially today. It's a very busy day in the store, day before Thanksgiving. A lot of customers are out getting their last-minute stuff. You have to make sure that we are, like I said, it's almost like a puzzle. You're moving things around, but you have to do it strategically.
Well, today, Walmart Plus members got a 3-hour head start on the season's hottest online deals. Well, Thanksgiving is just hours away, and that means Black Friday shopping is just around the corner. Cherokee County Sheriff David Groves wants to remind shoppers that the retail holiday still comes with some potential scams. Do not show large amounts of cash when paying for items, and don't leave items in your vehicle. Put them in your trunk instead. Have a reliable location for package drop-offs and monitor all credit card activity. We'll have some additional tips on our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. While the holidays are supposed to be a time for enjoying family and friends, getting gifts for all your loved ones can add a whole lot of stress to your life this season. Fox News' Ted Linder takes a look at what marketing and psychology experts say you can do to avoid feeling the pressure and even save some cash.
It's no secret, the holiday shopping season can be a highly stressful time.
Whether it would be the expectation to spend, to pick the perfect gift.
And with Black Friday deals bombarding consumers earlier every year, hunting for gifts can feel less like retail therapy and more like a nightmare. But Jennifer Siemens of Clemson University says there are silver linings to early doorbuster deals you can embrace to make calm out of the chaos.
We're able to spread the purchasing out across a longer timeline, which actually leads us to feel less of that time pressure.
The same can be said for the slew of holiday ads you're probably scrolling through on social media.
The ability for companies to use AI to help target consumers in a better way so that they have more relevant advertising. I think that is beneficial to both the brand and the consumer in terms of helping take some of the stress out of those purchases.
To avoid financial stress, Siemens recommends avoiding the buy now, pay later trend.
Buy now, pay later through credit cards and things like that actually have been shown to be detrimental to consumers' overall well-being.
Instead, using budgeting apps can help keep your purchases organized. But if you're strapped for cash, don't let that worry you. Expressing gratitude to someone in a letter is a gift that doesn't have to cost anything.
People who receive gratitude from others tend to feel valued. They feel like they matter. They feel like they've made a positive difference, and their overall well-being improves.
Ted Linder, Fox News.
Up next, we'll learn how old Travis Kelce tweets are causing a name change for a national restaurant change. Kansas City Chiefs star Travis Kelce's digital footprint is influencing a major food chain. In a string of tweets from 2011 uncovered by Swifties, football star expressed his desire for some Chipotle, but spell check didn't catch his grammatical error when he spelled it Chipolte. food chain is now taking the spelling mistake and using it to its advantage, modifying their sign at a Kansas City location to read as CHIPOLT instead. Who needs that E? It's unclear exactly how long the sign will be up, but company spokesperson says it'll be up for a limited time. 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports is coming your way. Coming up, details on a car explosion at a border crossing along the U.S. and Canadian border. Plus, Israeli officials make their first public statements after reaching a deal with Hamas to free hostages and temporarily halt fighting.
You're watching the 4 states' most watched news.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. Local, state, and federal investigators are still looking for answers following an explosion at a border crossing between the U.S. and Canada. Fox News correspondent Caroline Shively has more on this story.
A vehicle explosion on the U.S. side of Niagara Falls has reportedly left 2 people in the car dead and at least 1 Border Patrol official injured. The blast leaving behind plumes of smoke and a charred car at Rainbow Bridge Crossing.
I closed the door to my car, and about 30 feet from me, I seen something airborne. I first thought it was an airplane. It looked like slow motion. And I said, my God, it's a car. And it's a vehicle, and it's flying through the air. He hit the concrete barrier.
There's no evidence at this time that this was a terrorist activity. And that's what I want to make very clear to the public.
The FBI is spearheading an investigation into the incident, and New York State and local authorities are descending on the scene. The NYPD has sent officers upstate to assist on the ground and will be beefing up security in New York City ahead of the Thanksgiving holiday. The Transportation Security Administration says it is also operating at a heightened level of security. The White House says President Biden has been briefed on the situation. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
The United Nations says civilian deaths in Ukraine have topped 10,000 since the start of Russia's invasion, and that includes more than 560 children. Another 8,500 civilians have been injured. The UN says its monitoring shows, quote, a significant number of civilian casualties occurring far beyond the front lines, primarily attributed to the Russian armed forces' deployment of long-range missiles. And Israeli officials make their first public statements after Israel and Hamas reach a ceasefire deal to release hostages. Fox News correspondent Jeff Paul is in Tel Aviv with details.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu giving his first public address after the ceasefire deal was approved.
We are winning, and we will continue fighting until the absolute complete victory.
The deal will free at least 3 Americans. They are among the 50 women and children that will be released in exchange for 150 Palestinian prisoners. And it would all happen during a temporary multi-day ceasefire.
We will fight together, and God willing, together we will win.
But the timing of when this will all begin is still up in the air. Hamas says the pause will start around 10 a.m. local time on Thursday, but Israel has still yet to confirm. A Hamas statement saying in part, we affirm that our fingers remain on the trigger and our victorious fighters will remain on the lookout to defend our people and defeat the occupation. The families of the hostages say the focus needs to be on how the Israeli government can bring everyone home.
It's important to do it immediately without thinking and calculating at the expense of the families and of the hostages, because lives can be saved now.
The Israeli government says the hostages will be released in 4 stages, with at least 10 hostages being released each day. In Tel Aviv, Jeff Paul, Fox News.
Well, a bit later, how New York City is preparing for tomorrow's Thanksgiving Day parade.
Well, it turned out to be a cold one for us today, but we did get the sunshine across the region, which is nice. We're going to start the day with sunny skies on your Thanksgiving as well. Let's go outside. Here's a nice shot of Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex, downtown Joplin, looking off toward the north and to the east. But looks pretty active out there, especially through the little bar district. But it's a nice night, and it's going to stay nice and clear. It's just cold across the region. 37 in Pitt, 34 at Grand Lake, 36 at Stockton, 35 in Anderson, Chanute, holding to 40 degrees. Let's go outside, 7th and Rangeline, sitting at 36. but it feels like 30. Visibility is good, but those southerly winds kind of make it feel just a little bit cooler. Temperatures sit low to mid 30s, but we rebound all the way near 50 by 10 o'clock in the morning, which is pretty good. All right, clear skies, not much going on here. Really, the entire Central Plains is pretty calm. In fact, the entire lower 48 looks pretty good. We do have a cold front that is going to sneak in late in the day tomorrow, so that's what these clouds are. It doesn't really have much moisture to work with, so we're just going to mainly get clouds and cool down. This little wave will roll in as we head into the weekend, and that will give us some chances for rain, even a little bit of snow. So we're going to be looking at that here in just a second. All right, temperatures for us tonight. We drop back near freezing, 32, 33, 34 degrees. Start with sunny skies, mid to upper 50s by noon. Once we get, oh, come on, am I going to sneeze or not? It's right there. Then it goes away. By the time we get into the afternoon, temps right about 60 degrees. Now, we are going to get some clouds, which start to thicken up as we get into the afternoon. Let's go into Thanksgiving evening, 8:30. Temps drop back into lower 40s. Great day. All right, Black Friday. Start with clouds near freezing. As we get into the afternoon, some sunshine, but significantly cooler, about 12 to 15 degrees cooler Friday than what we're going to see tomorrow. Tomorrow, near 60, 36 to start, 56 by noon. By Friday, we're looking at highs 45, 46, 47 degrees. Watch that next system. Here it comes, Saturday afternoon. So if you're traveling late Saturday, especially Kansas, this is going to be heavy wet snow. Dodge City, Wichita, stretching up toward Kansas City. By Saturday night, we're going to see how far south that rain snow line gets. It's right along the I-44 corridor. I think snow will mainly stay north of I-44, but definitely our northern counties, you could get some wet snow accumulation. The better chances to get accumulation is going to be Independence, Parsons, Pittsburgh, Nevada, points north are going to give you the best chances to see the white stuff sticking on the roads and the grass. All right, 60 tomorrow, 47 on Friday, 49 Saturday, only 44 on Sunday. Obviously, if we do get some snow, it wouldn't stick around long, but pretty chilly over the next several days.
But we're going to have a great Thanksgiving.
Yeah, tomorrow, I mean, get outside, have your family football games. There you go. Nice day.
Seems like Sunday is a busy travel day no matter what. So
definitely
be safe for sure.
Yep.
All right, thanks, Doug. The International Olympic Committee recently added flag football to the Olympic program. It's giving male and female athletes the opportunity to potentially make their Olympic debuts. Fox's Matt Napolitano has the story.
Olympians on the gridiron. It's happening in 2028 with the addition of flag football to the list of Olympic sports. The short, fast, non-contact format is renowned as the most accessible and inclusive version of American football and has seen exceptional participation growth worldwide, especially among women and girls. Athletes like Benita Crouch have made a name for themselves on the U.S. women's flag football team and hope to go for the gold 5 years from now. On the men's side, some familiar faces could try for the American roster. Miami Dolphins receiver Tyreek Hill getting the ball rolling, saying on his podcast, quote, "You know how amazing it would be to assemble a super team to play in the Olympics?" That sentiment shared by Dallas Cowboys linebacker Micah Parsons, who wants to recruit the NFL's biggest names, and two-time Super Bowl MVP Patrick Mahomes told reporters he's definitely considering playing football on the Olympic stage. NFL Executive Vice President Peter O'Reilly says the league will work with the Players Union on allowing current and former players to compete. O'Reilly says decisions on the makeup of Olympic flag football teams will ultimately be made by the organizations that oversee the teams.
In addition to flag football, the 2028 Summer Olympics will also see the return of the American pastime as baseball and softball make their comeback. In New York, Matt Napolitano, Fox News.
Well, coming up in sports, a busy day of college basketball across the 4 states. Plus, Pittsburgh State football previews its second-round playoff game with Grand Valley State. John Dales has those stories and more up next.
For the first time all season, Pittsburgh State football enters a game where it isn't the overwhelming favorite. On Saturday, the Gorillas face Grand Valley State on the road up in Allendale, Michigan. PSU head coach Brian Wright says the Lakers are the best team the Gorillas have seen this year.
This is the most balanced football team, across the board. They're just really, really good. And certainly their offense has a lot to do with that. When you start with that offensive line and the quarterback and the running back there, that allows them to do a lot of things, not only in the running game, but in their passing game as well.
So 2 DNs. They're also first team all conference as well. They got a nose tackle. He's only played like 6 or 7 games so far. He's honorable mention this year, but he was second team all conference last year. And then they have another guy that was a second team all conference. So their whole D-line is all conference guys. So obviously it's a good D-line and they're good at what they do. I think the scheme benefits what they do and helps them out with that.
This is going to be one of the most anticipated D2 football games in the country this year. Grand Valley State currently ranked number 2 in the country. The Gorillas are number 5. I'll be covering the game up in Michigan. Check out my Facebook, Dales KOAM, my Twitter, JohnDales_, for coverage all weekend. Over to college basketball. Pitt State Women's Hoops plays its second game in as many days in Arkadelphia. Yesterday evening, the Gorillas improved to 4-0 with a 26-point victory over Ouachita Baptist. This afternoon, PSU women's basketball wins again, this time 95-72 over Henderson State. Karina Gerber leads the way with a double-double, scoring 20 points, grabbing 12 rebounds as well. Sydney Holmes and Grace Pyle each score 15 points. The Gorillas are now 5-0. That's their best start to a season since 2017. PSU plays its next game on the road at Missouri Western next Thursday. Shifting gears to Missouri Southern basketball, the Lions women's hoops team won its first 2 games this season, taking down Harding in a close one, then blowing out Henderson State. But this afternoon, the Lions get their first loss of the year. They fall to the number 12 team in the country, Southern Nazarene, 73-52. The loss coming on the road. Nobody in a Southern uniform scores double-figure points in this one. Now, Moso doesn't get much of a break after this contest. It has Thanksgiving off tomorrow before playing a couple of Texas schools this weekend. That's Angelo State and Midwestern State on Friday and Saturday. Meanwhile, Missouri Southern men's basketball, they lose as well this evening, falling to Drury 76-70. Darius Dawson, Cam Williams, and Avery Taggart, the 3 of them account for 53 of the Lions' 70 points. Southern is now 2-3 on the season, and it doesn't get much of a break. MSSU is back in Joplin to face Rockhurst this coming Saturday at 3 o'clock. Exciting time of the year. You got a lot of basketball teams kind of figuring out who they are early in the season. Then, like I mentioned, Pitt State football really deep, making a playoff run. Got a big game on Saturday.
I know, it's fun when you have both sports going on at the same time, like you said.
Yeah.
Go Gorillas. All right, we'll be back with more news after this. New York City on high alert as organizers get ready for the annual Thanksgiving Day Parade. Fox News correspondent Lauren Green has the story.
Here on the Upper West Side of Manhattan on the eve of Thanksgiving Day, police are out in full force. The balloons are being inflated for the parade tomorrow, but looming over this festive atmosphere is the threat of terror because of the ongoing war in the Middle East, as the city is on its guard.
We're going to continue to coordinate with the New York State Intelligence Center to identify those threats. We know that after October 7th, there's been an increase in level of concerns, but we're on top of it.
The war between Israel and Hamas created tensions both abroad and here at home. New York City and state officials are on high alert from an uptick in terror chatter and are challenged with ensuring a safe environment for millions during one of the city's most watched and attended events of the year. For nearly 100 years, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade has been the centerpiece of New York's iconic holiday season kickoff. But despite the heightened threat of extremist activity, officials say there's no credible threat.
We are continuing to increase security, working with NYPD, supplementing with the state police. All of our intelligence operations are on high alert, no doubt about it. They have been since October 7th. From our online monitoring, there are no credible threats toward violence at any particular event.
Tomorrow, tens of thousands of people will line the parade route. Along with them, a heavy security and police presence that will ensure that everyone enjoys the parade on Thanksgiving Day.
Well, coming up, we'll check out the nation's largest collection of Bob Ross paintings and what people are saying about it. A city in North Carolina is hosting the nation's largest Bob Ross paintings exhibit. Fox's Heidi Kirk gives us a small peek on some of the pieces and what people are saying.
People pouring into North Carolina Wesleyan University, all here for one man, Bob Ross.
I look at these paintings through a photographer's eyes.
Aside from sharing the same name, Bob Casanova telling WRAL he also connects with Ross as an artist.
I use a high-resolution camera for my work, and with that, you can see details that you normally wouldn't notice in real life. And so what I see in his paintings is just amazing details.
The exhibit is bringing people to Wesleyan University from around the world to see more than 70 works of art.
The dedication is there from all these people and all his fans, and they're really in all ages.
And of course, even the little ones have their favorites.
Mine's the one with the mountains and red bushes and like green trees and like a lake that goes like that.
It's an event breaking records as the largest Bob Ross collection in the United States and bringing unlikely visitors to Rocky Mount.
I'd encourage Wesleyan just to keep up the good work. I mean, this exhibit really puts Wesleyan on the map.
And people won't forget it, as they say. Ross is a one-of-a-kind artist, and this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
This painting has depth. You just look into it, and it just seems to trail off into the distance.
Kind of like a photograph.
Kind of like a photograph, that's right.
A lot of beautiful work there. That's our time for tonight. Thanks for joining us on this special Thanksgiving edition. We'll leave you with video of a baby black rhino at a British zoo. Have a great night and an even better tomorrow on Thanksgiving.